the case of Bobby Dunbar. So in 1912, the Dunbar family comes out here to Swayze Lake, which we found out is not actually a lake, it's a river.
Maybe it's a really long lake.
Well, that's a river. Is that that's the actual definition of
can we pull that up?
Yeah, pull that up. But the Dunbar family comes out here to just go on a little vacation. They come out here to fish, they come out here to camp, just hang out with the big family. 4-year-old Bobby goes to play with all the other kids. When they come back, the parents notice immediately that Bobby is missing. And so the first thing I'm gonna point out is there's alligators here. Yeah, take a few steps up. So everybody in the family starts looking right away.
Being here, these forests are so dense, you can't see anything like 10 feet away from you.
But they search for a little bit before Bobby's dad immediately goes into town to get the help of other people. They have divers looking, they have like absolutely everyone looking for Bobby. Once again, this is right after he went missing. This is not like a large span of time.
Bro, they were on this from day one and he was gone.
This case gets a lot stranger in a little bit, but off the bat, there are some theories. And the main theory is that he got kidnapped. People think someone took him on a boat and went down the river. I think that's a little absurd.
It should be too loud.
Yeah, I do agree with the sound because it's pretty quiet here right now. And it's like, oh no, where'd Bobby go? And then you just...
Yeah, right? I don't know, even if it was like a canoe or some like goofy shit.
Probably would have been like a canoe. But the other theory, which has a lot more evidence, is that he was just kidnapped wandering around, and they believe they knew where he went. There's a railroad track somewhere over here, and a lot of sketchy people, they put it back in the day, would hang around there. The good old railroad tracks.
You have experience with those?
I did almost get hit by a train. Oh. And then there's one more theory, which is that he got eaten by animals. They don't think it was above water animals because they would have found clothing, they would have found some remains of him.
Almost always in instances when it's a crocodile or alligator that eats somebody, there's remains that float.
That's one weird key point to bring up is he had a straw hat on, but they bought an identical one and they noticed that it would float for like a full day of time. So they were like, we would have, if an alligator pulled him down, the hat would have 100% floated. Oh, what the f?
What, are you good? What?
Wait, come down here. I don't even know what that's the skull of.
You found a skull?
Bro's about to get a disease.
This is a real skull.
What is that though?
Deer, maybe? Oh no, might be a hog.
Dude, it got that underbite. Dude, it's hitting the...
While there's a lot of theories about Bobby's disappearance, the next day we would come face to face with the potential culprit, the same culprit that was responsible for the bones we found by the river.
Do not hang arms and legs over the railing. Careful. Oh shit.
Just looking at them, they're so much bigger in person. This could swallow a kid in one bite.
But don't take our word. This is Leo, an expert on alligators.
Have alligators kill people? Yes.
The one thing that's interesting though is that he was wearing clothes, even like a straw hat, and they didn't find any trace of that.
In the realistic world of an alligator, he has acid in his belly. He accumulates acid throughout his whole life, so therefore it's going to dissolve anything that's in his body. He swallows an aluminum can, within 3 days that can's done.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
So, your time frame of your alligator being, or the kid being in the alligator's mouth, it could have been dissolved by the time somebody was able to find that.
In the area, they did find gators and they were cutting them open, but they didn't find anything.
I would say you give that kid a month in the belly, you won't find anything.
Anything, not even bones or anything. Wow. How, like, I guess likely would that be during August to like just be walking through a forest to see a alligator?
A 60-40.
Wow. That's insane.
Unbelievable. They're fast on land?
They're extremely fast. That 12-foot alligator could probably do 30 in the water and probably do about 6 or 7 in the mud.
That's crazy.
Now, back to what we were talking about, yeah, I would put more of it. Being in August, kid wind up in the woods, yeah, he got ate by an alligator. He didn't get kidnapped by nobody.
Yeah, I'm starting to think this absolutely was an alligator. Oh my God.
Oh. Need help with that?
Yeah, I can like hold it down.
You can hold it down for me.
Yeah. Oh he did not want to leave. Oh my gosh, bro. Hey, buddy. Now, Bobby had apparently vanished off the face of the earth. However, 8 months later, they find him.
What, in the woods?
No, he's spotted in a different state traveling with a random man.
Bobby is reported to be found over 250 miles away in the state of Mississippi, traveling with a man by the name of William Walters.
They can't really take this kid from this random man without absolutely knowing it's Bobby or without like some sort of cause. So they eventually, this is kind of brutal, they eventually see him whipping the kid.
Whoa.
Then that gives them like, I guess, some sort of cause to take the kid. They take this boy to Mrs. Dunbar, the mother. It does look like Bobby, she's slightly convinced, but there's a few things that aren't adding up. First of all, this kid is not responding to Bobby.
Did they not just ask him what his name was?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. I was like, couldn't they just ask him like, hey buddy, what do people normally call you?
Got the name whipped out of him.
Apparently she said something like, this is my child. But this guy, Walter, he's saying this is not Bobby. He's saying this is a kid named Bruce Anderson.
Oh, that is a curveball and a half.
But at this point, the story takes a turn that no one could have seen coming.
All right, courthouse.
The good old courthouse.
Big C.
I've spent a good amount of time here.
For what?
Don't worry about it.
That is...
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Nobody was obviously believing this William Walters guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's been whipping this kid.
He's been whipping this barefooted kid, and he's been like changing his story every time they ask him. So he's not to be trusted for sure. I wouldn't personally trust him. So they're about to say like this kid is Bobby Dunbar, and they're about to,
Oh.
not the kid, William.
Oh, that makes more sense.
But this is until it gets to Julia Anderson. Her kid went missing 15 months ago. Quite a while.
That's over a
And
year.
guess who was last with the kid?
William Walters.
William Walters. She had claimed that she let William Walters take the boy for, I guess, a trip. She thought William was gonna take the boy for like a few days. But no, he just dipped, and like, back then, there's nothing she can do once he's gone.
There's no phone.
Can't call him, have no idea where he went.
Can put an air tag in his pocket.
Yeah. Julia eventually makes her way down there with literally the funding of her town, because Julia, unlike the Dunbars, she's pretty broke. All the newspapers at this time, they're just trying to make money. They're just trying to get as many views as possible. They literally said this like large woman doesn't love her child and like let them die. It's so bad. But she goes down to see Bobby, or Bruce,
Right.
we don't really know. And she sees him and she says, it's my child.
Just off the bat.
Off rip. But the one problem is the child kind of like had a mixed reaction to seeing her. Like it wasn't like he didn't know her, but he was kind of,
It wasn't like,
he wasn't like, mama, yeah.
Right.
Mommy.
Wow, we got that in 4K. Can we clip that, actually?
Cut that. I was trying to think about this kid, like what he's going through right now. Dude, he's 4 years old. He's been like kidnapped, twice? Whipped by a random man he doesn't know who it is. Dude, this kid literally had no idea who his mom was. It's crazy. Because Julia was broke, she didn't have this higher class like the Dunbars. The courts say he's Bobby. William Walters, they're about to kill him.
Right, he
Which is really bad, because he probably actually didn't take Bobby. He was whipping a random kid, but you know, I don't know if that deserves death. Maybe. Like,
ow.
kind of like that. You took that like a good boy. He likes it when I say that.
That's not.
Anyways, something in the court case wasn't done properly, so the higher up court basically says, hey, we gotta redo this. They basically dropped the case. And there's some weird theories there that it's like the Dunbars actually dropped it. And that makes me kind of think that the Dunbars knew this might have not actually been Bobby.
Okay, so you're telling me your kid gets kidnapped, this guy's whipping your kid.
You're gonna see the guy that kidnapped your kid and be like, you know what, let him go.
That's unbelievable.
It's really, really sus. That's basically the end of it. It's so extremely sad for Julia. We've seen the pictures. They do look really similar.
like a pudgy, white, 4-year-old boy.
Yeah, I guess they kind of,
You probably look like that. a few
probably.
years ago.
We'll put a picture of 4-year-old me next to it.
I look at nothing like that. This is what I look like.
Yeah. Nearly 100 years later, what happens is Bobby Dunbar's granddaughter. She's heard the story her whole life, how this crazy Julia woman tried to take their great-granddad. But she's a curious person. She looks into the news articles and she noticed that the story she heard is not at all matching up to the news articles. And she travels all the way to the Anderson family, Julia's
way.
descendants. She asked them what the story they heard was. And the story they had heard growing up is they had this great uncle named Bruce. They said he was kidnapped by the Dunbar family. So literally polar opposite stories.
Imagine hearing that.
But there's one easy way to figure out what happened here. DNA testing. She gets the DNA of Bobby Dunbar Jr., which is Bobby Dunbar's direct descendant, as well as just another person in the Dunbar family. Bobby Dunbar's great-granddaughter, she's on the phone with the company. They're like, hey, we got the results. The DNA does not match. Get out! You are not the father.
That was like a music video.
Yeah. So it was never Bobby Dunbar.
So it was Bruce.
We don't know for sure, but I would say almost 100% it was Bruce. I honestly don't think the Dunbars had bad intentions. Mrs. Dunbar might have been going crazy and like forced herself to believe that this was Bobby.
Yeah, they were going through it for sure.
And I'm finally going to be coming back to making Roblox videos. But since Roblox, the strongest background, is going to be updating their game this month, I'll be making a video about that and showcase a new characters as well.